Spice up your life, Isle of Spice, as the Spice Isle Farmers Association, producers of our locally grown spice products, turmeric, ginger, nutmeg, cinnamon, cloves, and much more, all of which, when used, promotes healthier living. Our spices can be used in all your cooking and for medicinal purposes. Call today on 1473 533 5472 as the Spice Isle Farmers encourages you to spice up your life. Isle of Spice.
Sugar's Repair Services, we offer digitally calibrated machines, resurfacing engine heads, general machinery. Show us your pattern and we'll make it with precision machines. At Sugar's Repair Services, we satisfy your needs. Just ask and it will be done. Call us at 473 418 1845. Sugar's Repair Services, located at Lower Marley, St. Patrick.
Are you looking for that one little supermarket where you can purchase all your grocery and household items at the same time? Well, look no further. Smart Buy SA Welfare and Company Limited, located at the top of the town on Main Street, St. Patrick, is the ideal spot. They're open Sunday to Sunday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturdays, and 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Sundays, just for your convenience. Call them today on 442-9219. That number again, 442-9219. We're shopping snacks at Snack Buy. Welcome to Take 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. With CJ and Jester.
Grenada, Carriacou, Peaches Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. Those of you listening in North America, Asia, Africa, Europe, good morning to all our Tip 5 fans and family. And good morning to you, Justin Noel, and how are you?
Good morning to you, Miss CG.
Miss, I have a handle on mine this morning.
And good morning to the listeners and viewers of the Stick 5 Mental Health Show for yet another Tuesday. I know it will be very interesting on this rainy looking Tuesday morning.
Yes, it is raining, man, in Toronto, man, animals, everything.
But we are grateful for the rain.
Very much so, because we have been really, really, really dry for the past couple of days. And I'm hearing that the Sahara dust is making its way back to us again. I'm not sure if that is correct or not, but someone told me that. And you know how hot it can get when this happens. So I am happy that we're getting on. Even though it's going to cause a lot of us to stay inside today. But then again, as they say, Canadians are afraid of rain, so you might get to do a lot of things in the stores too without anybody bothering.
Yeah, but it's the work of the Almighty, although they're supposed to be sports today. River Sally preschool. I don't know what the authorities may do. They may have to.
Cancel, you think?
Yeah.
What about in the park?
In the stadium, that is what I don't know again. What the directors and the principal associations of the game will probably come up with, because the track is synthetic, so it's not like grass. And it cannot be muddy. But maybe the concern might lie with some of the field events. And the thing is, you can't have the athletes running in the rain. So if the rain subsides, it's okay. The track could be wet. It's not a problem so much. So let's see what happens.
I'm waiting for Coffee to call in this morning. He's supposed to call in and pray spoke to him yesterday, and he's going to be on. And I'm not sure if the rain is stopping his phone from going because sometimes it rains and the internet gives a bit of an issue. So let's hope that he's hearing and then he can call in and say the word. Or if not, someone else can call in and pray for us. Just we prayed last week.
I pray last week. You should pray this week.
Well, I think I can.
What? My gosh, she, you should she.
Listen, I'm not one of those
Oh
people
God.
that pretends that I could do
And
something and I can't.
she goes to church every Sunday.
I don't go to church.
Why do? Why do? You want to congregate?
That's not a nice word, the way to put it. If I can get to, let me call Kedro and see if Kedro is going to answer, and then she can say the word because I'm not sure if Coffee is if he's at home or wherever he's at. But I'm going to call the Kedro that shot and sit and chill for you this morning, Jester.
Well, listen, we could do all the little chit chat still until what you know. So when we pray, go straight into it.
Exactly.
So I think that should happen.
Martha Charles, good morning. Can you call and pray for me, please? 4041189. You know where to find just the name and call. Thank you, honey. Okay, bye bye. See, Martha is in my corner. When Martha calls,
It's a family affair, man. I'm taking part.
you know what?
It's a family affair.
It's a family affair. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So yes, when Martha calls, then we can pray and then we can get to bed. But let me say good morning before to Marlon Klein. Good morning to you. Good morning to Olavachi Bonjourno. Good morning to Weaves, that's Williams Broadcasting in 107.5. Kathleen Ledlow, good morning. Because Ken reason I'm going to continue. Good morning to you. Go ahead, please. Good morning. Kenner, are you there? I don't know why my phone is doing that all of a sudden. Kenner? Go ahead. Go ahead. Thank you so very much for calling up with us in a short time, lovely thing. We know we can always depend on you for that. Thank you so very much. Talk to you later. Okay, bye bye. So I don't know why our phone is giving a bit of an issue with memory the volume just right. I started that last week and I tried it and it was okay, but I don't know what's going on with it. But it's all right. That's it. The volume is up here. So I don't know why it is doing this. It is started here. So the district don't know what it
Yeah,
is.
the technocrat was saying the volume is up there, right up, and then it's on the phone.
It's not only phone also, but
Yeah, it should.
it's not transmitting here. I'm not sure what's going on with it. It's not transmitting stuff. Maybe there's a crack wire inside this thing here too. You know, these things don't last forever. Right? So let's hope that it works. I thought I may have to put it onto the microphone to see what's going on right here. So yes, you were saying that if the sports and so was going on in St. George and River Sally, and so I think why there's a maybe why I guess something is so yes. So when someone else call, maybe we'll know. I think who says they lost us? William, are you hearing us better now? I think we are back here, but are you hearing us now? Because we had some problems with the phone is giving us a bit of an issue. Are you hearing us or not? My mic is even everything seems to be going off. Maybe it's the rain just you think?
So
Huh?
you want them to blame it on the rain too?
No, not let me tell you.
Milli Vanille?
Experience that. Oh, yes, so so that is it. It's raining in Grenada. I don't know what the weather is like in Toronto or the Jenny. What is the weather like? Mary's gonna tell us soon. Okay. We're good now, Mary say? Okay, so that means you're fine. But I still think we're gonna have issues with the phone because I think this here, Jester, is what is that. I'm not sure it is the volume on the let me see the volume on the laptop here if everything is okay. Seems okay. Seems okay, yes. So let's see if that is the problem here with the thing. Let me see. Right, Mary says good. Jenny said she thought it was Sheila. So Jenny, are you hearing us better now? Williams broadcast, you said you had to lost us. Are you back? So Jenny is in the Jester saying good morning to CJ and Jester. William Broadcast is also saying good morning to. She says good morning to all God's people. We are live, and it's raining. Yeah, raining Grenada. Catherine Ledlow, good morning to you. She said good morning to CJ and Jester and family on TikTok. Blessings to everyone listening. Catherine, we need you to bring over some of your friends from the mental health program on the real bring them over, let them know that we are still here and continuing on with our mental health program. Yes, so Williams is here, and us now we are back. So Jester,
Yes.
how things are going in your life?
Well, I'm good. I'm so grateful to the Almighty God, for just so much of His small mercy. And I'm not somebody who would need a whole lot to be contented.
So you're a contented person.
Yeah,
You
So,
learn from you become a minimalist.
well, the thing about it, when you always cognizant of where you come from, being from the ghetto,
That is the
that
key.
is the thing.
That is the key. You have to always remember where you
Yeah,
come from.
so, and
And not many of us
and
remember where we come from, eh?
yeah,
Because some of us that sort of makes it in a different world, we always say that, oh, don't necessarily that they have snow overnight. I am so sorry. I'm so very sorry, not.
and
Yes,
apart from that, there are some good people that surrounds me, like interact with and deal with it. And
people I know.
that help make your life
You don't want to
very
name the
easy.
people?
No, I don't. That's not necessary.
Are you calling my name? Don't I make your life
Just say that's not necessary. That's not
Then I
necessary.
don't think I make your life better. I
The
was
good
just
people
telling
know
you.
who they.
Oh,
The
I
good
see
people know
who
who they
they
are.
are. Okay.
No?
Got you, love.
Well,
So now it is time just for us to really say good morning to the people that listens to us on a daily basis. So when I say daily, every Tuesday, and makes the life for us more enjoyable doing the mental health program. So hit it.
Well, let's go to New York City first. Why not? My
That's
boy.
interesting.
Yeah, my boy. Gordon Bushes, Richardson, Wayne, Ted, John, Andy Moose, Bartholomew, Alistair, Ito, Dubois. Uh, yeah, that's
Well,
real.
okay, then you leave
The
New York. Where are you going
Leslie
to?
Nicholas, if he does, he and his wife, right? Um,
You move on
yeah.
from New York. Where next?
Oh, Mrs. Clean and family out there in Boston. Yes, it's a while I haven't touched base with the goodly lady. You
Okay.
know, you know.
Where else?
Well, anything in local, back there. Claire in Maho, the Hill Street people, that's the Robinson family,
Hmm?
you know, yeah.
That's
Was
so yes. So we have one list of the people that
yeah,
listen to us
yeah. I know you have a very long
I
list.
have a long list because they all listen. So that, when I get her name to an email, I'll tell you. Good morning to Marlon Klein, Faithlin Holly Douglas, Bernadette Abraham. Coffee in the morning. Good morning to you. Daphne Dates and family out there in Toronto. That's Ethan, Olivia, Ali. Daphne says sometimes she thinks she need to send you some more coffee because sometimes you look as though you're going to snooze that.
Was it that?
Daphne, she said, tell Jester he can just
Oh my
coffee
God.
because sometimes he looks as though he's sleeping. I said, okay,
Yeah.
pass it.
Oh, yeah.
He does not go to his bed early. That's what his problem is. He don't go to bed 2 o'clock in the morning. He's still up as though he think he starts a new day. And then he comes here and he's sleep. But I have a plan for him. I am going to walk around.
Oh God.
And when you think I'm just going to poke him, if you want to see him jumping, it's because I poke him with a pin. So must go to bed.
Program too long.
Really?
Yes.
If you want to go, I could do it
Keep
myself.
saying that. I keep saying
I
that.
could do it myself. You could stay at one, go and do the other one,
Well,
Oh, I fire you straight up off of
well,
that.
whatever we.
Yeah. Good morning to Olavachi Bonjourno. NP, good morning. Lorna Bain in Tio, good morning. Mary in Tio. Jenny in Tio. Did I say more Tio? Good morning to Junior out there on the pop. Good morning to Alvin Harris out there in New York. Duchess, good morning. I hope you're feeling a bit better. Mr. Nicholas Snag, good morning to you. Kenro, well, we spoke to Kenro. Bandy, good morning. Pat Pear and family, good morning. SBW, good morning to you. Good morning to the horticulturists out there in Mamush Lane. Hope all is well. Catherine Nedlow is on. We're saying good morning to her again. Royal Charles Alexander, good morning to you. Joycelyn Noel. Antonia Francois, good morning. Good morning to the Casualty crew, to all the teachers, the students, so all of them, the owners of the Casualty, good morning to you. Good morning to Paula, Sharon, and Mother B. And Bernard, good morning. Radio Man, good morning. Good to see you yesterday. I told my personal greetings to you. Good morning to Bushy. Chubby, good morning. Pat Augustine Belfon, good morning to you. Sharon St. John Albert in Maryland. Wendy in Toronto. This is another T. So, Chance the Game 97 has just checked in. He says, good morning, CJ and Jester. Greetings from cold Toronto on a Tuesday morning. We have rain in Grenada, so I'm not going to rub it in and say we have sunshine. We are raining, but it was badly deserved. So we are okay.
The only thing is affecting the sports, God.
Listen, we can't have it.
God Hawkins.
Can't have it all.
Yeah.
Can't,
So, Claire, before we really move on, right? I think the world now is at a serious crossroads when it comes to this trade war that is taking place because of this Donald J. Trump. I know what J means. I don't know if you know, but I try to figure it out. All these tariffs and things are being placed upon countries and nations, and that can create some hardship for us in the Caribbean here.
Well, we
And
if, get 10% on things, and we only export sour stuff, I think.
That's the whole thing. And if it's now more than ever, and I've been saying that for a long while because you remember I used to be doing my Saturday morning program, and I used to keep saying that the Caribbean or Caribbean island states should be negotiating as one. And if now more than ever is not the time to be doing so with regards to what is happening, then I don't think it will ever happen. But this is very, very, very serious. And the thing is, that is the sort of conversation that we should be having now in our country, because I'm telling you, the repercussions, the way I'm seeing it clear, it will be very, very impactful negatively.
I don't know how people are looking at it because we are the ones that are going to suffer here. It's us, the people, because they may have they may get the high prices of things also, but we, the consumers, that's going to suffer because the prices, even after COVID, when they create these supply chain thing, and prices of things start going up. Prices, not prices. Prices of things start going up. Like a bottle of olive oil that I used to pay $14 for is now $24, and so things are climbing. And now, with all the tariff wars that are going on, it is going to affect our pockets more than anything else. So what we as the lower echelon of the masses have to do is to start planting.
Yes,
really start going back into your agriculture.
Serious, because you go come down to a case of survival.
For the fittest.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about exercise. I'm talking about food.
Yeah.
So you plant your things in your you know within 6 weeks or 8 weeks you will have something like you'll have a lettuce.
You must go back to the backyard garden.
Back to it because we are in for a long ride.
Trust me.
And the thing is, we see that the markets are starting to topple. But hear what he says. We don't pay attention to this. Be patient for the long haul because we are going to make our country rich again. But my thing is, if you send back all immigrants that build your country, how is your country going to be great when the people that live in your country, that are your country's people, do not do the kind of menial job that we, the immigrants, do when we get to your country? How is that going to make your country great again?
You understand what I'm saying?
Just making it right. So because, let everybody stew in their soups. Sooner or later, we all are going to get what's going on. And right now, people are like, oh, he's doing this and he's doing that. He has to do it. He has to do it. So we're going to figure it out sooner than later. But all I'm saying, get your flower pots instead of I finished planting flowers. Now it's food. My flower pots are getting filled with celery and cabbage and with thyme and chives and all these seasons that because no one, and when the dry season coming again, there's a scarcity of it on the market. And then who has the stuff right now? Because it is scarce, they are plundering us also. So we are being raped and pillaged all over the place.
You know when I used to live by CJ, right? Mm-hmm. Yam used to come and meet the yam from last year. Because you used to cut the head off and you dip it in ashes. And that yam will be preserved for the entire year. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
until next yam season.
We're getting ashes not to be cheap. You don't have cold pot anymore. Unless you go and you guys barbecue.
You might have to mix some ashes, man.
Yeah.
Mix some ashes.
We're living in tough times. Let's put it that way. We're living in really tough times, and it's the survival of the fittest. And say you ought to be tough. You're under pressure like diamond. You got to know you're made of metal and still to go with it.
And the next thing I'll say, and some people might be upset, but you know me, I'll say it anyway. And it has to do with the sports, the athletic ability of our youngsters in St. Patrick. All right. What I realize is happening, we are having a serious brain drain, meaning that our cream of the crop of our potential athletes, all right, parents and guardians, we take them and we send them out to secondary school outside of the parish. And listen here, you understand what I'm saying? Right. We do that, and at the end of the day, our secondary schools in our parish, we struggle to gain supremacy among the athletes in the rivalry, right? So we tend not to get the sort of fame that we should be getting or looking for. So when we do that, the fame goes to other parishes, and then yet our people are saying, well, I don't know what's happening with them to schools like McDonald College. We're not doing anything. Well, my God, when you take the cream of our crop of our potential athletes, right, and you export them, you send them away, how the hell you expect for schools over here to do well? And at the end of the day, Claire, the people from the outside parishes, they turn around and they give us all sorts of talk in St. Patrick's. So who's civilized and who is the J? That's my question. You understand what I'm saying? We got to wake up and smell the coffee. Seriously. I don't understand how we could be doing this thing and expect it. Man.
If you see the thing about it, it's a parent prerogative to send a child where they want to send them to
Of course, and I'm
and
agreeing with
they
that.
choose to send them to SAS or send them to GSS or to convent or to where again? Um where again? Waltham and then places. I think they send them there for education. And in the end it end up to be the sporting event. Somebody just said we don't have any good coaches. Deal with that. And also stick to what all you know, soccer. Well, look at that. And you know, say that is anything. Well, and
She's saying that.
yeah, and
Oh,
let me tell
please.
you, whether we do soccer or racing or athletics or so, we just bad like that in Com City, and you all need our support to get you all where you are going. If you send it back, nobody can touch us in Com City, and that's what you have to deal with. Take that. That you should take. Because we back like that up here and you all need us to make yourself feel and look good at the end of the day.
Have no good coaches. Like
Yeah.
seriously. So when McDonald College won on 5 occasions, the boys
Good success. Good success.
Anyway, let me just leave that there.
Terrible, okay?
Oh my gosh.
This morning, Jester, we're getting into our program. But it, that's Cromwell Leaning. No, you know, they have this small thing called the Leaning Tower of Pisa. You see, it's been leaning all its life, it never fell. So that means the foundation is good. So we can lean, but we're not going to fall. That's all it is. Think about the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And think about us in Crom City. We're going to lean, but we will never fall. Take that and put it in your pipe and smoke. Don't write anything, but I'm not reading.
Oh my gosh. You know we bad like that.
Bad. So today we're going to be talking about how to. And if you're not reading it, don't bother with me. Leave me alone. Since how to rediscover yourself after losing your identity or giving so much of yourself to others. Just have you ever felt like you lost yourself along the way? You lost your identity?
I really think so. But I could see it happening, right? I could see it happening.
So
If not with me, with other people, I can see it happening.
So it's
And you know, at first I was questioning that when I before I go through it, you know, what exactly is she up here? And then when I read through it, I really realized what it's all about. Yeah, yeah. So,
She says when you don't know who you are anymore, and you know when we're going through this research, and so I kind of when I meet up on those, I kind of I grab it because it is someone's story. Someone is saying,
so searching, huh?
yeah, something
Yeah.
you can benefit from it.
Mhm.
I could say that there one time that I think I lost myself
Yeah.
years and years ago, and I didn't even know what happened. It was just that I was not there mentally, emotionally, and all the alley that you can think about. And there are times I just used to cry for no reason at all. I just cried.
Yeah, but I could see that happening easily for various reasons.
Yes.
Various reasons.
But then,
quite a lot.
And then my immediate family used to, well, what's wrong with you? Why? And I couldn't answer because I didn't even know what was wrong with me.
Mhm.
But I was going through something. But I knew I had two people that I could have spoken to. I reached out, Lorna and Jenny. Lorna was working very close to me at Courtney Park. And sometime at lunchtime, I said, hey, you want to come over? She come over and we chat. And so I had people that I could speak to. And I've mastered that thing when somebody say, how are you? I'm good. I'm always good. Whether I'm good or not, I'm good because I know to myself.
You know that Grenadians generally, yeah?
Good.
They're not good, but they will say,
Good. You know, because I knew to myself that I would come out of it at some time. You understand? And when I look back at it, I'm like, hmm. So sometimes you go through these things and you come out on the stronger side of life. Because I'm telling you, nothing can phase me now.
yeah,
Nothing.
that's the thing, yeah?
And nothing can.
Yeah.
You could say what you want about me. You could say it in
Mhm.
my face, behind my back.
Yeah,
Build that bridge.
yeah.
Get over it because I don't really care. And if you look in my eyes, you wouldn't even see any care to what you're saying to me because you don't know where I come from. You never walk in my shoes, so you cannot tell me what you think about me. If I don't ask you for an advice, don't give. No, if I don't ask you for an advice, don't
Oh my
give.
gosh, yeah.
If I want it, I will say, just tell me, can you tell me this or I'll ask. But if I don't ask, don't give because I know where I am and what I'm doing. So don't come and give me an advice that I didn't ask for one. Just
Yeah,
don't.
but that subject this morning, as we go through, I know it will be very, very, very interesting, really and truly. I've seen it.
So let's start.
Yeah.
Losing your identity. Have you ever felt like you've completely lost your identity? Like you have no idea what you want out of life? Like everything is falling apart and you have no idea who you are who you even are anymore. Something as simple as deciding what you want for dinner suddenly feels like a monumental decision to make because you don't even know what types of food you like in the first place. Or when you're asked who your favorite band is, or your favorite color, or what your dream car is, and you sit there with a blank expression on your face because you literally have no idea what your favorite of anything is anymore. The thing that once made you have seemingly gone missing. To be perfectly honest, it happened to me. So this is Brooke's story. I wouldn't, her last name is not important. I'm giving you her story. She said, I was only a shell of my former self for years. But eventually, I was able to rediscover myself and find my joy again. And you can too. So, how did it all happen to me in the first place? And here is the meat of the story. Well, 6 years ago, I was a stay at home mom of two young children. My husband made plenty of money, and we both worked hard to save for our future and pay off debt. We had two cars and an 1,800 square foot home, two-story house in a family-friendly neighborhood that had a community pool and a clubhouse. My days consisted of homeschooling, taking leisurely walks with a double stroller, and dealing with endless diapers, sippy cups, and laundry. I looked like I had it all, but one very important thing was missing. And guess what that important thing was? Or who that important person was? Me. You. She said she was missing. But, and just when I read that, I'm like, tears came into my eyes. Eh? I'm like, wow. For you to reach that stage and you don't even know who you are, it's like identity theft. Somebody stole your identity from you. She was missing herself. Then all of a sudden, I was newly divorced, single mom, unemployed, broke, and scared. I quickly took the first low paying job I could snag and I moved into my grandmother's basement in a new city an hour away from my previous life. I had to completely start all over again, alone. And Jester, I've seen this and I know of persons who had it, as I say, had it all,
Yeah.
or they thought that they had it all. They had husbands that made a lot of money. They were home looking after the children because she was a stay at home mom. She did everything. And somewhere along the line, I don't know, she didn't give and say what happened,
Yeah.
but somewhere along the line, they were divorced.
Yeah, I know of a situation similar to that locally.
Divorced. and alone.
In a flash,
Yes.
everything just
Yeah.
went down the drain for that for the.
She had to move to her grandmother's basement. Take out, you come from a two-story home and go back in the basement. That is way down below. The basement, you know the basement, like you have the basement, you have
Yeah.
the top floor, and you have the, so she was down in the basement to the first job. First, because it was about survival for the fittest then for she and her children. And I don't know what caused the divorce, but I'm thinking, how could you, as a husband, just get up and walk away from your family with two children, young children, and leave her alone by herself with no money, scared, and all of that?
Well, you don't know what
I
country
can
but
answer
it is,
that.
but,
I
but
can say
why
that.
would you want to put it in such a way, Claire? You have to stop that, Ah, just because. No. It's something already with you.
I want to know why there's nothing that
Oh my
why
God. I don't know why you don't do this,
it's
girl.
good to me. It could happen to
Ah.
somebody else. Somebody just get up and walk away. But you see, like I
But
said,
look at
hold on. Like I said,
you want to do the thing in such a way. Say, well, if it is a situation that arise like that, sometimes a man might just get up and just walk away or so. But don't make it look as if that is the obvious situation, like in relation to what it's clear. Why you have to do that? No. To make man look bad, you have to stop that.
looking back.
No, not because.
But
Yeah.
okay, but he's not there.
Because remember, we both privy to the information, and you see how they have it. They put it both ways, right through.
But I'm saying, well, he walked away or something. Well, she didn't walk away. Not at first.
Oh gosh. Well, she didn't say what happened, but it seems like you know what happened, so you tell us what
My brain is working, okay? Say, hear what she says and tell me. My people call me and tell me if I'm wrong. What she says. Hear what she says. Mm. She says husband made plenty of money, right? She says. Then all of a sudden, I was newly divorced, single mom, unemployed, broke, and scared. I quickly took the first low paying job I could snag, and I moved into my grandmother's basement in a new city, an hour away from my previous life. I had to completely start all over again alone. She didn't go. This alone tells me, if your brain is thinking, this alone tells me that she's not the one that left. He left her and he went away. He left. She was alone, scared, broke. With the two children, she had to go in her grandmother's basement because she didn't have any don't come any. She didn't have any money and she was alone. I didn't say it.
You know what?
No. Okay. But that's when it hit me.
Oh
I had no
gosh.
idea what to do with my life and no clue in what direction to go because I had no idea who I was anymore. So is she lovely, Jester? Question? This was a
And then
question.
said, and she leave it, and she left.
She didn't, well, she had to. She had nowhere else to go. I don't know if you kick her out of the house or if you tell her to move up, mosey on, go to somewhere I don't want you in my house anymore, leave. She had to.
Remember the story says she left,
She said, listen, I had to completely start all over in the basement, in her grandmother's basement where she moved because she was
Yeah, well, she moved, so she go.
unemployed.
Yeah.
Well, yes, because he make her go.
You. You're wicked, ain't you, dinner? No. He made her go.
He make her go.
Did she say that thing?
She,
But you know that.
you have to read between the lines.
Oh my God! That is what you're able to read.
Thing that is in it, but sometimes that's why God
That's what you
brings
was able
it
to
in.
read.
He made up. Because if no, but just look at the word. If she said that she had to move to her grandmother's basement, broke, and unemployed, and so that means she didn't in the first place she didn't have a job because she was a stay-at-home mom.
No, sometimes it don't must be a case where
He made
he
her go.
made her go. It could be that she probably felt well. she can't cope maybe with certain things that he was doing, and she decided to get up and leave.
No.
You understand that?
Hear the word. Hear the word. Hear the word. Suddenly, I found myself divorced.
Yeah.
She didn't get up and go.
What caused the divorce, you know?
I wouldn't know. I didn't say
Okay.
that.
All right.
I
Okay, you're
divorce.
fine.
But you make her go.
The best thing to do is let's move on with
Where
it.
we moving on?
Because I don't understand why you're trying to insinuate there now. I'm sitting down here and accept
Well, you
that.
stand up. You clap. That I said, no. Sometimes, when we want something so badly, we slowly give away a little piece of ourselves to get it. And I understand exactly what you're talking about. Because sometimes it says that you give of yourself so much to others that you have nothing left for yourself.
Yeah, I agree. You give yourself to others that sometimes things backfire on you, and you try to help us. I know of that. I know. I personally,
This is what happens when women are playing Bob the Builder. They build the man, then they don't need you anymore. Bob the Builder. You know who Bob the Builder is? Bob the Builder is a man that walks around with his tool belt, with his hammer.
read out what you just taken.
It reads, that is what happened when women are playing Bob the Builder. Bob the Builder is a capital construction man. They build the man that he don't need you anymore. No more. So she built him. He was making more money. She stayed at home. She made it. I'm not going there because you say what happened.
Yeah, but I want to know what make that person.
Bob the Builder, where did it go? You didn't get it.
We-
I get it. And the other person didn't get it.
He made that go.
He divorced her.
It's you don't know what caused the divorce. Oh, how come are you saying me can go?
It coming to get it. There's a time in your life when you look deep within, such yourself at the end of the day. You have to take care of yourself. No one can do that for you.
Who is it? Okay, let me ask. I could bet who the comments coming from. Is it man or woman? The comments you're reading, who it's coming from?
People.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you would try to avoid going straight up with it. With it. My
Coming from people. The people in the
from people, it come from people. Okay. The woman, you coming from woman, not man people.
Because you see the thing about it. She end up, you see, let me tell you where I cried when that when she said she all of a sudden, she didn't see it coming, eh? If you read this paragraph properly, and I will go back to it so that you will see. She says, then all of a sudden I was newly divorced, single mom, unemployed, broke, and scared. I quickly took the first low paying job I could snap, and I moved into my grandmother's basement in a new city an hour away from my previous life. So here it is. She did not see what was happening because she was so occupied in looking after the children, school, um, homeschooling them and all that, being the mom. Like she lost herself dead, she didn't know. So the divorce came suddenly. He just come one day and he says, you know what? I don't think we could do that anymore. Let's divorce. Let's go say, Jester.
No. You have a chance to talk now. You can't silence me. You just, you know what? You know that happening.
Don't speak.
Well, let me tell you, I know of a situation. I think a real situation. There was a married couple. They had children. The man actually, you could say, well, was like the face of the business and generate huge income towards the family.
That's what she said there.
Right, and I just letting you know, right? Then what ended up happening? The he probably must have been involved, not probably, based on what happened in have been involved with, right?
Said if don't come in the other side chick.
And listen what ended up happening. The wife took her children and she went to the woman's house and She
moved
fought.
in?
No, she fought with the man there. You understand? She took the children, brought them to that, and after that, the man decided, well, hey, no,
Let me ask you
that's it.
Let me ask you this
That
question.
you know.
Hold on a question.
Go on, ask the question.
Was he fair to her in having the side chick while she was at home with the children? Let me tell you something. Emotions you do not play with.
Play.
Hold
Let me
on.
tell you something.
No.
And I could answer your question straight up.
Let me see.
Go ahead. Okay.
Emotions you do not play with, especially when a woman is at home, not going out there in the workforce, looking after the children, doing everything in her power to make you feel good, and then you have a side chick. I'm gonna beat her myself and I'm gonna be delayed.
No.
Honestly.
Hold on.
Tell me. What is
Come on, you have to behave in a civilized manner.
Am I not civilized?
Remember, the world is listening.
And the world knows what's going on, and the world that could say that she trusted him, she loved him, and need to do that.
So yes, that may be and if you ask straight up, yes, he wasn't fair to her.
So
good. But in handling the situation, that's where the problem really came in.
Do you know what mental state she was in at the time?
Oh God, like what this is like. The problem came in because
what mental state she was in at the time? Because let me tell you, people have killed for less. People commit crime for less than this. The woman was she was at home slaving away from you.
So that gives her the reason to go do what she do.
I didn't say it was very far
To go kick down the woman.
You do not know what mental state she was in.
Hey.
You do not know. If you and I have a relationship, and I know you're going by my neighbor right there, so, and I'm saying in my window and watch you going there, and I can't take it anymore. I'm coming in, I'm beating you inside the neighbor house, and I say sorry when I finish, and I'm gonna have a business. You. By the way, and let me speak on behalf of Poland. She didn't have the right to go beat up the lady and so in the lady's house, right?
She did the man.
She beat the man. The man she did.
The man they beat. The man they beat the man.
Both of them.
The children and involved too.
Yeah. Beat him. He's the one that did it.
So to go to kick down the woman's door and then do it.
She could have beat him outside. Anyway,
So here's what. After that, the man decided, well, nah.
Well, he left already.
That is it.
Well, he left already, Jester.
And the thing is now, he was the main man, the main breadwinner of the family.
And so he
carried the face of the business, everything. So all what she been enjoying was as a result. When he decided to take the stand, what ended up happening?
Well, she go eat biscuits if you have the burn.
It's a matter of how situation has been handled. Now, if it was a case when the man reached back home and he decided to take it,
Jester, are you for real?
Well,
she had every right to do what she
did. So the person stopped putting that he go and kick down the woman where she went.
So he had a right to leave her and go to somebody else.
I didn't say that. I said no. I told you only that you asked if you has been fair to her. I told you no.
Well,
I did tell you no.
You don't know what mental
but
she was in.
The way she handled the situation, it was not best. That is not the way to handle it. And I guess as much.
Not every one of us.
Do you know that if, right, she had wait on the man to reach back home, maybe he might have taken beating inside there and you know, yes, no, not necessarily. You see, it's embarrassment or something. It's the humility and embarrassment how you deal with people in public.
Because
what was causing the situation to go out and hand clean? You know what I'm telling you?
That was not public. She went into his next house. She went into his next home. The home number 1 is where he left her with the children, and so home number 2 is where he had the side chick. So she beat him where the next one could see.
Take she vehicle and load up she children and go and kick down the woman, go and fight with the man. Now what's wrong with you? And you supporting that? Like seriously? Clear the wall. The wall is listening to you.
The wall is listening and the wall is coming.
Who's coming? A few ladies that will be supporting.
Well, if a few ladies. So let me say this. Let me say that to you, Jester.
Remember, they have children too. Well, they may have boy children.
And
So
when you treat your boy,
when it,
when you show your
you
boy children,
you see, Claire,
hold up the horses speaking, listen to
all
me.
right, go ahead.
When you show your boy children that this is the right, this is the way to go, there is a trend that is going on and on. Say you have that habit. You have a girlfriend, you have a wife, you have a concubine, you have a situationship, you have a friendship, you have a relationship. What? You have all that. Let's go. And you leave your wife house and you go by the situationship house. Say you have two sons, three sons, and they see you doing that. What if dad could leave home and go by this house and that house? I can do that too. My father is a Casanova. He has a lot of ladies who have a lot of ladies. My father is the bomb that come, is the bomb diggity. This is what you're training your children to do, to treat their wife or their significant other in their life. And I would not go for that because I have a son. And I always say to him, you have a sister. The things that you are speaking still, the things that you want for her, do not do to other children. I always, and if you call him now, or I call him and I says, call me, he will tell you that. Because I don't think it is fair for you to pull people's string like that. You cannot be with me and want to be with somebody else and think it's a small thing and it's an embarrassment. First of all, you're not thinking about you embarrassing me because other people know that you live in my house and go to the neighbor's house. It's not an embarrassment for me. Think about it. Really think about it. Because people know. People may not come outright and speak and say, oh, you know, Claire, Jester live in your house and you go and buy soda. You understand? They wouldn't say that, but they know. They're saying you live in me and going to. So it's not an embarrassment for me that you live in my place, but it's an embarrassment for you that I'm going to put blows in your backside inside the Sonia house. Give me a break. You're wrong. Oh, no, and I don't want to do this. Let's
Yeah,
go.
that's physical
What?
assault. So if it's your son, you would like
I
for your
have
man to do that?
beating, yes.
You only saying that
No, I'm
now.
not saying that.
Stop
If
it.
I could
Stop
tell
it.
him, no, no, if I could tell him every day that this is what his life should be and should not be. If you look for it, it's like if he's there and he's doing bad things in society, the police arrest him and they put him in jail. You wouldn't hear me as a parent saying, "Oh, my son was the best son out. My son didn't used to do this." If he didn't used to do that, why are you holding him with a gun? Why does he have a knife? Why is he stabbing people? Why is he shooting people? I, as a mother, cannot go and speak in front of people and say that my son was a good son. Because you see what? If you do not teach them and that happens, you could make that claim, right? But me, every day when I speak to Max, I say, Max, be careful how you go out there and treat people's children because you have a sister. And I know for a fact that if there's some man out there that is abusing your sister, so you would not stand for it. So don't do that to other people's children. And I, plain as day, I
Great.
can tell you that. Don't point me,
You
don't
say
point me in.
you say you support what she did. So that means you're supporting physical abuse. Let's
Beat
go.
him.
They won't know that you're supporting physical abuse.
No,
Let me move on.
I'm saying that
That what you that what you have
she has
done in
all
short.
right to go to because you don't know what mental state she was in. If I'm in a mental state and I see you and I walk in and I see you and you lady, of course I am beating you for to see, well, hey, I am here and this he has you, then that's it. I show him you don't know what state I'm in.
What are you trying to say? So every time a situation turn up, you get
You
into
should
a mental state.
you should
Is that
not
what you're telling me?
yes. You should not put me in a state where I have to beat you.
Okay, you're supporting physical abuse, and I tell you,
Right.
one is listening to you, and that they over might be saying, "Is that the type of person Clay is?"
Never beat me. You're very
If you support him, I mean, you would do it.
well, no, because listen, Justin. Men go through mental issues also. They do. If they want to hold it inside and pretend that they are stronger than anybody, it's up to them. But we women, we wear our hats on our sleeve. When something happens, everybody could see something happen. So if I'm staying here and you're going by my neighbor over there, and I see that sometimes something all of a sudden.
Well, don't try to look at it by the neighbor over there because it wasn't by the neighbor. She load up, she transport and drive.
Your neighbor is not your neighbor doesn't always have to be the closest one that stays here. When it says to your neighbor could be in North America, it is your neighbor. Where does she pack the cow? She drive He bothered her. She knew he had somebody else that she's going to. And let me tell you something. When they do this, you said about he was making a lot of money, yes. But her children or his wife was being whatever, she was missing certain things from him too because he had to share what he was making. She wasn't getting the full benefit of his job or his pay or anything like that. Because he was giving her a portion and he was giving side chick the next portion, so she wasn't getting the full, the
I will tell you what to
100%.
say there.
Well, if you have a side chick and she ain't getting anything from it, listen, when you're losing, you just say that you lose.
Lose what? Lose what?
She
If
right
you
to
say
busy,
chick,
busy.
how you know that?
Let's move along. And it says here, I'm going back. Sometimes when we want something badly, we slowly give away little pieces of ourselves to get it. It could be a job, a relationship, or becoming a parent that triggers off a sense of identity loss. But over time, you compromise so much of yourself that you do not even know why you wanted something in the first place. Here are some examples of losing your identity. So, when we want sometimes I see you, and then I get all Google Gaga over you. I'm deeply in love
I
with
tell
you.
you not to use me already.
I don't use in your case. Example. So I using you getting blows just as the lady on the machine. Believe me when I said you're getting blows too.
Oh,
Let me use the imaginary person. The imaginary person that is sitting in front of me. If I love that imaginary man to right from my core, and I think that it's he and I together. And all of a sudden, he started going out of the realm of me and he and I. And I'm feeling hurt and I'm there and I say to him, I said, well, why are you doing this? And he's like, oh, there's nothing for you to worry about. Nothing is going on. And you know to yourself, women intuition never go wrong. You know to yourself something is going on. And then all of a sudden, you're not coming home anymore. You're not sleeping home. Well, everywhere you
man,
go.
intuition never go.
No, we never. That's what
Where does get this authority to make this statement and
right?
okay?
So yeah, all of a sudden, so then you're not coming home and all of a sudden. So now I'm mentally I'm becoming unstable. And I may not say anything to you afterwards because you're already denying, but I'm seeing it, what is going on. And then one day I snap. You're getting close. I'm telling you because you see, I gave you my all. I lost everything that I had in me to make me a person because I compromised myself so much that I lose myself to you. And then you take it and you trample upon it now. You say, oh, I have player right where I want. A player loves me so much that she would never do this thing and then too. You see, when the mental thing comes in that I lost myself and I just let you have it.
Who getting bruised there? Who giving bruised there?
Me at the
Where? Oh. Your boss laugh.
Okay.
Your boss laugh.
Yeah. Normally,
Oh my gosh.
doesn't have to be physical. Let me tell you something. Blows doesn't have to be physical. Sometimes your silent blows is hitting harder.
Clever.
Blows that
Give yourself, you know, bad. Be relaxed.
but I know
Yeah.
that's right. That's
Right.
losing your identity at work. She says you finally get your dream job and you're thrilled to work hard, find success, and make a difference. It's everything you've always dreamed of at first, and you're proud to be a part of the team. But then they ask you to work more hours without extra pay. They expect you to get this project or that one done in an unreasonable amount of time. You give them your extra time. Then someone else quits and you inherit all of their workload without getting a raise because they'll tell you the company just can't afford it. Besides, they really need your help. You take on the extra work. Next, they pressure you to do something you know is not in the best interest of your clients, but you do what you're told to do anyway. And then one day, you're sitting in a meeting that looks more like a high school pep rally. The bosses are celebrating a big win for the company, and you realize there will never be a big win for you here. You have given up pieces of yourself so that they can reach their dream, and you don't even remember what your dreams are anyway. Tell me, this is not true. This is how we give up pieces of ourselves all the time, and we do not know that we are giving up pieces of ourselves until it is too late. That woman, Brooke, she gave her all to her husband and family. And all of a sudden, he come and he divorce her. This is why she was in that bit of shambles. She couldn't even go left to right. She didn't know what to do. She was afraid. She was broke. She was unemployed because she didn't get a chance just to be out there to know what she's made of. She's made of metal and steel, or she can take pressure and become like that. And this is what a lot of men know and do because they have that shield, that person in their life where they can count on to do all that the women, the wives at home are doing. And that is so, so wrong. Speak, I'm listening.
You ever listen to the song Love Will Love Anybody from
No, I
Sugar
know that song.
Hollows? But you should listen it.
I'm listening because that means he's saying something that is
That
not right from on my end. I listen. I don't want to know. All I want to know is the reality thing.
correct.
Listen, there's a message. You have to be very strong, a very strong person to deal with that. I thank God every day for family. I was in a similar situation. So you see, Brooke has lots of company. Why she has company? My company. She has other people company. She was in that same situation where you couldn't even find yourself.
She has another company on the other side too. From on the men's side.
Which
Don't
one?
forget that.
Which man?
What do you mean which man?
I'm asking. Did I say
Men?
something wrong? I asked you.
So what do you think, Claire?
I
You think men doesn't suffer the same fate?
well, they have
Like
to suffer the
seriously?
same fate when they're living in a house and
Right
goes like
that?
somebody else. They have to suffer the same beating fate.
Okay. It happens both ways.
And see,
It's amazing that
men
you
hardly lose
seems
themselves. Let me tell you, men hardly lose themselves because guess what? They have us as a dime a dozen. They move from one to the other. That person go, they say, next. You saw us tell you next when I have somebody to do something for me and I pay them and then come next. They go next. They don't feel it as how much. Because guess what? When God made us, He made us the nurturing kind, the kind that care about things and care about people. And when we go in, most of us go in 100%. So that's why I tell you, if I'm going to love someone, I'm going to love them 100% in. And when I get bad, I'm coming out 100% too. There's no gray areas for me. I'm in the pond, on the bank, water and touching my feet when I jump. You get it? So when men, they don't think hard, they might feel 2 days, as you say, the embarrassment of knowing that, oh, Claire left because they're embarrassed. But they're embarrassed because they lose Claire or somebody, or they lose Sonia, they lose Jasmine or so. They damage their ego because somebody left them. But they're moving on. They're moving on. Look at the poor lady at end up in grandmother basement. Of all places, in the basement from a two-story house with her two children, took the first job that she got because it was survival of the fittest.
she really should have given the story or part of the story.
She
even
gave the
if it's
story.
when she
The story is what she's telling us here.
no, that wasn't enough to she
Well,
what was the story that led to the divorce?
that is not
part is
important.
that is important.
It's not important. She divorced. He
So
make her go.
you alone
He make her go.
you alone have to come up with
No,
that.
and darling,
And
we don't know that he
and
make her go.
and maybe some other woman.
Let's take a
I,
commercial break. We coming back.
Welcome to Top 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. CJ and Jester. Sports of your life on the Spice as the Spice Farmers Association, producing of our locally grown spice products, turmeric, ginger, nutmeg, cinnamon, cloves, and much more. Heritage when used promotes healthy living. The spices can be used in all your cooking and for medicinal purposes. Call today on 1373 533 5472 as the Spice Farmers encourages you to spice up your life on the Spice.
Children's repair services, we offer digitally calibrated machines, resurfacing engine heads, general machinery. Show us a pattern and we'll make it with precision machines. At Sugar's Repair Services, we satisfy your needs. Just ask and it will be done. Call us at 473-418-1845. Sugar's Repair Services, located at Lower Murray, St. Patrick.
Oh, you And for that one little supermarkets where you can purchase all the grocery and household items at the same time. Well, we look forward. She's not buying as a benefits and unbeknownst. The kids are having some at the toe and ways to the same metric. So we can start where Sunday to Sunday from 10 to 6 a.m. Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 8 a.m. on Saturdays. And we works in after 12 p.m. on Sundays, just so you can hear us. Call them to the answers to 92 to 19. Line number again, social speak 919. Go to shopping snacks, snack bags. Welcome to Tech 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. CJ and Jester.
I need to read something from you that someone wrote. It says, what is it? Someone wrote, it says, I agree with you. Hate both of them. Anyways, good licks, good blows.
So,
Yeah.
so the next one that
Let me tell you something, Jester. No,
supporting violence.
No, they're supporting violence.
What else? Tell
Eh?
me.
What is supporting?
What it is?
No, what is supporting?
Tell me
Listen.
what else?
And then supporting violence.
What it is?
Then there's supporting. Let me tell you something. And if you don't get it now, you won't get it.
Domestic violence.
If they're not done domestic, they go to the police. They go to report.
God.
If they didn't report anything at all, just that means the blows okay. They know they look for the blows and they're taking it nicely. So you all have to understand, and I'm putting it in a nice way for you, that we women are very emotional when it comes to our hearts. And sometimes we look tough and we look strong. But inside, it's a melting pot. And when you all decide that, I am going to be playing around and going around, each and everybody that you go around and you keep moving, their heart is involved. And unless sometimes the only thing we can do to show you all that we're working is to just go like we're crazy and put blows in on the backside. Counseling. Then are you getting a message that no, or something is wrong with us? No, we're not mad. Emotionally, we are feeling it. Mentally, you don't know where we stand. So do not look.
Regardless to what the situation is,
Well,
no one,
do not create this
no
situation.
one, be it on
Do
either
not
side.
create-
You only looking at the thing on one side.
No.
On either side,
Well, you always beat people around.
the opposite
And yeah, what
sex
it is.
has no right to raise the hand
Well, they go raise the
on
foot.
us. So, point blank, I tell you, the world looking at you as a very
Well, looking at me,
not
I'm
me.
looking at nothing. They're looking at me as nothing.
You
You
have
can say
no right.
whatever you want.
You
But
supporting the domestic violence.
No.
That's what you're doing. Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
domestic.
that's what you're doing.
It's international violence. Because internationally, women go through the same thing all over the world.
Regardless.
Just think about it. I'm not saying that you should go beating up people all the time.
That's what you're saying.
I didn't say
You're
that.
saying it that, Nisha.
I didn't say that. You have to do not put
Nothing.
words that I
Not
didn't
in so
say.
much words.
I am. Well,
But
you know,
you're saying it.
Not so much words.
Not in so much words, but you're saying it.
So let me tell you something. They said they couldn't. Jenny said she couldn't see. You seen us now. So the thing is, Jester, if you're in here with me and you're making it seem as though everything is fine with me and you inside here, and then you go where you go and you come back and you say, but Jester, it's that time in night, when you come out and it's kind of, you can't eat, you can come out to walk, you can come out and call football, you can come out and call cricket, you can come out in sports, when you come out and you find out that you can talk and you're beating you up inside here. Nobody know you're beating you up inside. But the moment I get ready, I get mad and I put those inside this, it become domestic violence, and it's Because there's only so much a human being can take. And most times, it's the men that's been wrong and strong. You come up when you come out, and I should just sit there and don't say anything, and you're beating me up because I speak. Tell me, how is that okay? So if I decided to hide enough and I turn the table and I put those and I put my children in the car and I come and I beat you in the house where you're going, how is that wrong when you're beating me up inside here and nobody sees?
Beating up.
Yes, I didn't say you.
Remember,
Not you.
I am not supporting no violent acts along that line. Yeah, if you all can sit down and dialogue, right, and
But
trash
you
on
know,
me,
he
then
sat on the
I am not
dialogue with her. He sat on the dialogue with her, and the dialogue was divorce. One thing your grandmother basement. That was the dialogue. You understand? So let's go. Losing your identity in a relationship, or you fall head over heels in love with someone, and you realize that he or she is the one that. Let me read again. You fall head over heels in love with someone, and you realize that he or she is one that the perfect person you've been waiting for. You start spending all your free time together, and you're ecstatic to find you have so much in common. You love the same restaurants, the same movies, the same hobbies. Everything seems perfect. You make a commitment to each other, and your lives become entwined or entwined, depends on which way you pronounce it. But then this person starts making all of the decisions on what you should do together and when you hang out. You let it happen because you're just happy to see him or her, and doesn't matter what you're doing as long as you're together. Then your partner make little comments about how you dress or how you act or what you think about important topics. You make little changes to yourself because you want him or her to be happy and relationships still work, right? Next, you have to cancel a night out with your friends because your significant other wants to do something else instead. You figure that you can always see your friends on a different night, so you cancel your plans and spend the night doing whatever he or she wants to do instead. And then one day, you're sitting next to this person and you realize that it has been so long since you've seen your friends and family that you can't remember when it was or what did you all do together. Little by little, you've made yourself and your needs smaller so that this person has the perfect relationship to hold on to. And you don't even remember why you fell in love with this person in the first place. You have the flow. Speak.
speak about what?
What we just speak about?
What? Me, I don't want to speak about, man. You speak. You.
Because you see, this is how he talks about. Oh, he spoke about you too. You and me, two of us. How we lose ourselves because you see that person and you tell yourself, "Oh, that person is perfect for me." You're doing everything together, and then guess what?
Well, where you finding perfection
Really,
outside?
that perfection is in it's all
Where that?
relative. It's all relative. And then you go start going places. You desert your friends and your family and so on. Everything he or she says, you know. But what you weren't realizing is that that person is manipulating you to fit his or her profile or his or her life. And then in the end, you end up with not even knowing who you are. Because first of all, they cannot take you away from the friends that you have, or you let him or her take you away from the friends that you have. You're not going to visit anybody. You're not even going on a night out. You see how my peeps and I have night outs? According to who you have the relationship with, a lot of us cannot go to that night out because he needs you or she needs you to be there for him. Not knowing that he's molding you or she's molding you to fit her pattern of life. This is how we lose ourselves. And this is wrong on our count. And then when they're ready again, they get up and hasta la vista, adieu, goodbye. All of that you get in because guess what? He start complaining or she start complaining about the clothes that you're wearing, how you look with the clothes that it is that you're wearing, and all kinds of things. Asking you about things like they have a meeting or they're working for a company. You know, did this what about a company that you're working for or what it does in it, but it's coming all of a sudden questioning you about that in its company. Which heck are you going to know when you're not there? So this is where they're putting you on the spot and making you feel like a fool. So that when they're ready to divorce you, oh, you don't even know what's going on in the job that I have. You didn't tell me. How would I know? You never came home and said, well, this is what I'm doing, and this is where we're going, and that is what we are planning to do. You keep it to yourself, and then you use that to come at me to make me feel like a fool and say that I'm not on the same level playing field as you. You could go jump the lake and swim if you ask me. Divorce me only one day. Because you see what? You don't see the need for me in your life anymore. You move on to greener pastures. But let me tell you all something. The grass is never greener on the other side. Wet yours, it's going to stay green. Speak.
Folks, I just want you all to know, right? That what is amazing is that Claire usually keeps this thing like one way, but I just want to make you know that it happens both ways. Both ways. It
Anybody
have men who suffer the same fate because of stupid actions from women. You understand what I'm saying? And vice versa.
Oh, Jester, you weren't listening when I was reading. I said he, she, both of them I spoke about,
Yeah,
They said he tells her, or she tells him that she doesn't like the way that.
But when you send it home with points, you doesn't hear you sending it.
I sending it loud and clear. Unattended.
You don't sending it as if it happened the other way.
Listen, you are there to back up your.
All right, so that's why I come out and see what I say.
Well, yes, but you say that you make me sound as though I own. I'm making my punch strong for my ladies out there. My ladies has to know that sooner or later they get enough. Very rare. Let me put it this way for you. Studies have shown it's very rare that a woman asks her husband for a divorce. You know that, eh? Very. We seem to stay there and take all the moment of.
Well, you sometimes I wonder where you just get your statistics from sometimes.
And I keep telling you, anytime I
But
open my
you read? By saying you read?
I know. Research. Anytime I open my mouth, I know what I'm talking about. I said research has shown and studies have shown that women really ask the partner or the significant other for a divorce. Because most times it's the man that has the side chick. Most times, I'm not saying a woman wouldn't have a side chick, but most times it's the man that strays outside there and has a side chick. And sometimes the woman takes it for a long time. And then she says, you know what? I had enough of this. Let's go our separate ways. But most of the time, it's the men that ask for a divorce. And they don't care if they have little bambinos or not. Because guess what? New girl, new love, everything looking nice and dandy until new girl start to show her emotion. And then they start, oh, I'm so sorry that I left the person that I had.
You will have to prove that to me.
What?
Where men most would be asking for divorce, especially nowadays, whenever there is a divorce taking place, a man tend to suffer more than anything else. The woman always come on more of the benefactor. So I don't understand why you come and tell me no.
The man asks for the divorce. Plus, the man asks for the divorce because he doesn't want to be with her anymore. He doesn't want to be with her anymore. Right? So when you go to the court, and let me explain. If you and I in a relationship, or we married, you met me with my house, right? You came into the relationship with me only that. Vice versa. I came to the relationship, I met you with your house, I'm moving into your house. When we go through divorce, the house belongs to me. Your house belongs to you. But anything else that was bought while you and I together, like the car, you have to split the car in two. You have to split.
Oh, you're getting three quarter?
Well, whatever, because you have to. You have to split it into 50-50.
No, you know you doesn't get 50.
Well, 50-50.
You know you're splitting 80-20.
Well, whatever is split, you get in a portion, I get in a portion.
Right, well, based on what men must be getting it like better, they don't get it.
Well, they're getting it already outside. So we're getting one outside. You get it? We are the one that keep the home. Keep the children. Everything. We're getting things. They're giving us the house, they're giving us everything. Because guess what? You know when women get more? Is when they have children that needs to be looked after. And if as they both their husband making a lot of money, well, hello there. You gotta support us because you are the one that left us. So don't cry and say, oh, she get this and she get that. You have to give it to us because if you took the children, if I was the bad person in the relationship, the judge will award the children and the house and everything to you because you prove that you can do better than I can. But if you leave me and I'm mentally unstable now, I'm bathing, I'm cooking, I'm eating, and because emotionally I'm gone, and then the judge says, you know, Claire, we need to send you for some therapy to get your life back together. We're going to hold up until you get yourself together. You're going to get your children back. Because you see, they discover that I was a good parent before you did all that to me. And when you do that to me now, and I get mad, and I end up in the pink house, or close to the pink house, my children going into orphanage and all kind of thing like that. That makes me more mad now because I love my children. So when we end up with the house and the car and the dog and everything that is inside us, you already get your share outside. So what stays inside you
What?
belongs to
What
me.
get you outside from where?
And so that is side chick. That is your portion. Take
Like,
that.
are you for real?
I am
I tell you, the
really
world is listening to you. You know.
yes. But it was it was what it was.
That is just a conversation with you and I, and you have to blur up here.
One
You
was
better stop it.
listen, it
You
said
know the young men as the trouble on that woman. What's
when
wrong
they
with
make
you, girl?
themselves in trouble, you know,
What's wrong with you? Let's stop it,
you
man.
want to do one thing. You want to see trouble. It's easy. Let's go. Losing your identity after kids. And here it comes now. Um, losing your identity after kids, you become a parent and your entire life changed in a blink of an eye. You realize that this perfect baby loves you unconditionally and he or she needs you in order to survive. You are so happy in love and proud to be a mommy or daddy you've been waiting for so long to become. But then you never get enough sleep and you slog through the days so exhausted. You think that you may be hallucinating. And you continue to do it over and over again without accepting help because no one else will take care of this little one the way you would. Then your child gets sick and you have to take days off at work to stay at home. You do it time and time again because your significant other makes more money than you or cannot take the time off. Next, you stop going out on your own or have any time for yourself. Your child needs you, and your significant other claims he or she can't handle it because it is too much work. And then one day, the teenager screams at you that he or she really hates you and that you ruin everything. And you realize that you have loved this person so much that you have taken care of him or her well and for so long that you stopped loving and taking care of yourself years ago. It doesn't matter how you let it happen, you just did. And it isn't healthy to dwell on regret from the past. Just recognize that you lost your identity somewhere along the way and then make a commitment to work on getting unstuck in your life and rediscovering who you truly are as a person. So, not only the husband, the children too, because you give all your life to the children that you have to grow them up and everything else. But when they reach teenage years, oh, you do something, oh, I hate you. This is what comes out of their mouth. They hate you. Tell me, Jester, and everyone else that is listening, when you put so much, you invest so much into the lives of your children to bring them up to a certain age, and then they turn and tell you, I hate you. How does that make you feel?
Wow. You probably might feel to dig a hole and put yourself. But I know some children have turned out to be very, very ungrateful, and sometimes I wonder how dare could they, react to the parents in the way I see some of them are doing. When I know what parents have to go through with children, man, it's disheartening sometimes the way I hear children answer back their parents and thing, and especially like at that time, well, we had dealt with that topic already, like when changing into adolescence and all them kind of thing and them. But That doesn't mean to say that they have to lose their mind and their head. They have to maintain respect. You know, parents would use the mouth and pull out
Not from the children notes.
all these sort of things. You know,
We give a lot.
and then again, to some parents, and that's the one I really don't. I do not believe it. To be clear, I know some parents or some partners in relationship. It's not healthy. It's not going anywhere. And some of them will stay there and take it, and they will say for the children's sake. And I know that children, they're coming and grown ups and moving out, and then they're still stuck in your misery. So that's one thing. Personally, I don't believe in at all.
So yes, so we also lose our life, our dear life that we have, because we give so much of ourselves to everyone else and not even take care of ourselves. And then when you get that says, "Oh, I hate you,"
Hmm. It is a very strong word.
but they don't know the difference. This is what they were
Very
taught:
strong.
hate
Extreme.
and love. So if you're not doing something that they like, they hate you. I've seen little children kick their parents and say, "Oh, don't talk to me, I hate you." And a lot of them cry because when they think about what they've been through in their life to give their children everything, to give their husbands everything, and then you end up with a shell of yourself.
Hate
This
is
kind of and as I sit and I keep saying, this you do not know how does affect an individual mentally. You understand? Because you have all this going on around you. All of that life is throwing at you. And you're there and you're saying to yourself, well, what did I do that for? Anybody gain anything from that? Because you know you're the loser then. Because for them, the husband to leave you and go with someone else, and for the children to tell you they hate you. It's like, what am I doing here? Did I? Is it something that should I move
that
on?
make you feel for a
It
child.
makes you feel
You are trying to tell a
yes.
parent them introduce the parent into the house. To accept that is not an easy thing. That will that will throw you off for a while in children. That could actually cause you to lose yourself for a while. Eh?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that is.
There are some parents that make their children take sides in the relationship. They will give them everything. Not that they love them, but because they want to make the wife or the husband feel pain. Daddy will give you anything. If you want a car, you can't drive daddy by the coffee because daddy making the money. You understand? Anything you want, just ask daddy for it. And mommy is there. Mommy can even get a switch from you because you despise mommy. And you tell me, oh, when you say something about mommy, you don't pay attention to her. She mad. She crazy. They make the children go against the same person that pulled the snot out of the wind of the nose hole. Or the same person that sit down at night with them breastfeeding and almost them falling out of your hand because you have to stay up to breastfeed them to give them sustenance. And that one is there.
But I don't believe as parents you should be trying to sway children minds to have that kind of bias towards anyone in as partners in the relationship. It is
Yeah.
really not a good thing. It's really not a good thing.
In the end, you spoil the child. And you make the child lose out on the best thing that both of when you co-parenting. There are a lot of couples that have gone their separate ways. But when they co-parent and it's going good, the child enjoys it on both ends. Because when they go to daddy's house, daddy do not bad talk mom and say, oh, what is the BICTH doing over there? They don't call them names. Or when you go to mom house, what is the loser doing over there? You understand? You don't do these things because at one time you were so in love with each other.
Yeah.
Nothing couldn't sway that. So why are you using your children as pawns in a game of your badness? Leave them, let them be. Give them the right to love who they want to love. There are sometimes you're going through with going through a divorce or something, and then your parents tell the children saying, oh, I don't want to live with daddy. Do you know why I don't want to live with daddy? Because daddy let them get away with anything that because daddy let the TV babysit you. Daddy let give them to eat whatever you want. Do whatever you want to go live with daddy. Because mommy has a strict rule as to what you should do. Mommy has morals. She don't have the moral of an alley cat that letting you do anything that you want. Somebody wrote a comment. Sometimes you have to let them know the truth too. Yes, you do. Tell them what is going on because children are a nation jester. That whoever tells them the better story, they believe it. You know that, eh? Whoever tells them the better story, that a child, a mother will tell the child, listen, the father didn't give you anything when you were growing up. I am the one that gave you milk, sugar, clothes. The father may not have given you the things in a tangible way that you could see, but financially, he is supporting you, vice versa.
He provided it.
Right. The mother could do the same thing too. But then again, at the end of it all, it's not the amount of money that you give to support the child, is being present in that child life. Co-parenting works for a lot of people. They treat their children as though we are still together, not with bad talking each other. So when a mother is saying that she'll lose herself by giving a child everything, and then that child turns back and say to them, I hate you. I think that is the worst pain that a mother could go through after it pull a snot from the dirty little nose. You understand? You saved their life because they can't breathe. And I did it. I pull a snot and I'm like, I pull it out snot and I want to throw up myself.
I did
it for the last, I said it for my children. And I cannot complain and say that I have bad children and they're this and that because let me tell you, the spoon came out very often to discipline those suckers. The spoon. Yeah. They know what time it was. Yeah, they want to spoon come out. Yes. Let me say, children know what's going on and pretend sometimes they just want to hear from parents. And that is true, especially the parents that say, I'm staying in that relationship for the sake of the children. The children know what's going on more than you think they know. So sometimes it's better to have a family meeting and let them know, mommy and daddy not doing well in our relationship, but it has nothing to do with you, and we are going to be here for you. Whether we stay in different houses or not, you can always go to daddy and you can always come to mommy. Make them feel secure. And is it the insecurity of that that makes the children say, oh, I hate you? Because they think it's mommy that caused the problem based on what daddy says to them. Or it could be what mommy says to them about daddy. They don't want to stay with mommy, they want to go stay with daddy. And when they go and stay with daddy and daddy and pay, let me tell you something. After a while, when a child gets all that freedom from one parent without being disciplined in any way or form, they get to hit that parent now. Especially when they go out into the world and they cannot make it because they did not receive any discipline at all and nobody wants them in their workplace or anything. They're saying, you did not teach me to be a different person. You let me do whatever it is that I want. I am sorry that I didn't go stay with mom. Or I'm sorry that I didn't go stay with dad because you did not discipline me. So we as parents have to know, but at the same time, though, when you go through all of this and you get the word, I hate you, when you give it your all, that hurts. So here is the points on how we can rediscover ourselves. And it gives you 10 steps. One is recognize that you have lost both your identity and your purpose. It is important that you work on remembering who you truly are, but also identifying what it is that drives you and gives your life meaning. That's the first step. You have to remember who you are, who you identify yourself and know what it is that you want to give yourself your life meaning. Two, take pride in those that help you. You've been given so much of yourself to others, and you should acknowledge that and be proud of yourself. Serving others is never a mistake, but you need to remember to also serve yourself moving forward. So we can't always be giving and giving and giving. and not taking anything for ourselves. Right?
Self again. How many times that been
Self-care.
mentioned
It is
on this
important
program?
self-care. That's why I said take pride in those who help you. Realize that your needs matter. That's number three. Your needs are just as important as anyone else's. You need to feel safe, secure, and restored. And the better you care for yourself, the better you can care for others. So just if your glass, you look at your glass always half empty and you're not getting anything, do you think that you have it in you to give someone else? You cannot give anything out of an empty cup. So yours has to be filled so that you can give to others also. Here's the next one. Give yourself time, patience, and understanding. It may take a while to rediscover yourself, and that's okay. Be patient and understanding with yourself as you figure out what it is that you need out of life in order to be happy. And a lot of us can't find or do not know what it is that makes us happy. And we look for happiness all in all the wrong places. We look for someone to make us happy. I look to you to make me happy. Whereas I am the one that has to make myself happy, and you can enhance my happiness. So you have to start doing it for yourself. Be open and honest. It is important to discuss your
Right. You
feelings.
miss
Now,
one?
Miss Wong, is it in a
Yeah.
quiet place?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you see, I don't know about quiet places, so let's go. Sit in a quiet and peaceful place. I like that's why I have my Zen moment. Sit in a quiet and peaceful place and picture your ideal life. What kind of person are you? What do you see yourself doing? So, what do you think that one means, Jester?
Well, helping to that definitely is a good clause of helping to rediscover yourself because it will help you to do what does you say self-searching, from deep within. And when you're in the quiet moments, of course, that's why they say quiet, nothing to really distract you, and it might be good down by the riverside.
Oh, that too. You can sit in your room or somewhere in a corner and just meditate. It's peaceful. Wherever it's peaceful and quiet, you can do that. It says be open and honest. It is important to discuss your feelings of losing your identity openly and honestly with those closest to you. Listen carefully to suggestions they provide. Oftentimes, others see clearly the things that we cannot see in ourselves, and that is so true. Because sometimes we are going through things and we don't have the big picture. We cannot see what it is that is going on. It takes someone on the outside looking in to tell us what is going on with us. You know that? You ever figure that out?
Certainly, certainly, Claire, certainly. Listen carefully to the suggestion they provide. Oftentimes, others see clearly the things that we cannot see in ourselves. Yeah, you know, sometimes it's an advice that you have a situation on hands. I know that already, and then in discussion of the issue, somebody may be able to point, and you might think, yeah, but you know what? I never thought about it that way. That will work. Definitely will work. As they say, four I see better than two anyway. Yeah.
Number seven says set small, attainable goals. The best way to rediscover yourself and build the life you desire is to set small, attainable goals that can help you get there. What simple things can you do today that will make a difference this week, this month? So it's like you have a calendar and you kind of write down the things that you goal that you set for yourself and what you can do towards it. So if this week you say, I am going to exercise with fitness warrior for the whole week, then you go exercise with the fitness warrior for the whole week. If you say that I'm going to go walk from wherever to wherever, you do that. You set those goals. It's small, and then it grows as time goes on. So
I
that's
talk
what
about that. You have to set back my goals with my physical routine,
you've been saying
Yeah,
that
yeah,
all
yeah.
year.
Yeah, no, but
Starting January, you say that.
I
We head into
seriously need to do that, man.
we head into
Because
May now.
the older people see me and like, what, just what's happening
You
here,
want
man?
back. You want back.
You know? But
Yes.
still, I know I cannot afford to let that get out of hand more than it is already. I know that.
Invited you
No, I don't want to be
walk
fair.
out
I
with
don't
these
come.
fitness
No,
forums.
like
Refuse.
I say, I'm not coming there.
Why not? Give me a reason.
Yeah, behave yourself. Let's go on with the show,
Just
please.
give me a reason why you don't want to come up with us. We bad like that, you know.
I don't want to distract all you. I don't want you
Distract.
to,
You
to
have to
distract me.
distract.
I
Most of
don't,
the people in there working on the
I
6
don't want,
now.
I don't
What's
want
wrong
to
with you?
distract all you. I don't want you to
Nick,
distract me.
you're here, distract you, Nick, you're here. You can't come and walk with us because you have one person. None of us pushing on our 6 there. So it's boo to you. So what a loser, you know, in that case. I mean, when I say loser, I don't mean you're losing.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I know what.
You
I
lose.
know exactly what you mean.
Okay, okay.
Whatever. I may lose there, but I'll gain
Give,
elsewhere.
but since December,
On the other hand,
since December, you say you're
yes,
so you just a
don't worry.
procrastinator.
Don't worry.
Okay, be happy.
Watch me by August.
I'm watching you, and I'm going to say, Jester, what happened
Watch
to the
me by
past?
August.
I wouldn't be here by August, so I wouldn't see. And you know that.
Well, you'll see pictures.
I don't send no pictures, so I will say, you are not one pack still. So
Just-
eliminate whatever is holding you back. You may be filled with doubts, fears, and concerns that are holding you back. It is okay to experience these feelings temporarily, but then you need to make the decision to be courageous and move past them. So sometimes things are holding us back because of our own fear, our own insecurity, our own lack of self-confidence and self-esteem. But it is saying you can get rid of them and make it different. You have to get courage to go past the things or the people that are holding you back from getting where you're going or where you want to go. Here's number 9. Walk away from toxic energy. I don't know, Jester, I'm all for that. Jester, somebody sent a message and say you're already distracting us. Some people do not distract us in the back there. That's what she's saying. So he said,
So we say that.
I'm not telling you.
Oh, you're not telling me.
Walk away from toxic energy.
All right.
Now is the time to walk away from the toxic energy of people who don't support you. There are plenty of people who want to live your best life, who want to live your best life and yours. Focus should be on them alone. So you have to focus on yourself. And the people that are there also saying, oh, just you can't lose weight by August, you're just making a joke. Oh, Claire, you can't do this. Oh, Chandra, you can't do that. These are the toxic people that are in your life and they weighing you down. So my thing is, give them the bottles, cut them out. Because you do not want all this toxicity in it around you where you don't feel as though you can get anywhere. You need positive people to give you positive vibes. And even though you're not feeling up to par one day, when you see those people, you get a smile on your face, you get that vibes in your body that you can do anything.
Yeah, as I say, watch me by August.
I want you to know.
We'll see.
So it says, surround yourself with things that inspire you. Read or listen to anything that inspires you to be your best self and to make your goals a priority. Enjoy the positive energy that fills you when you feel inspired and use it to create the life you want. My hope is that you find these 10 steps to be a useful way to rediscover the person you were always meant to be. Each of us deserves to live our best lives and have our needs met. Today is a perfect day to remember what drives you and make you feel whole. You can do this, can't you? Yeah. And I have been doing it, and I want you to do it too, because guess what? At the end of the day, no one loves you or should love you or should love you more than you. It begins and ends with you.
So I think it's our opportune time to take a break. So when I come back with the comments and wrap.
I thought you were being on a break for the moment. What?
Welcome to Top 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. CJ and Jester. Spice of Your Life Island Spice as the Spice Farmers Association, producing upon locally grown spice products, turmeric, ginger, nutmeg, cinnamon, cloves, and much more, agriculture when used promotes healthy living. The spices can be used in agriculture, cooking, and for medicinal purposes. Call today on 1473 533 5472 as the Spice Farmers encourages you to spice up your life. All spice.
Sugars repair services, we offer digitally calibrated machines, resurfacing engine heads, general machinery. Show us your pattern and we'll make it with precision machines. At Sugars Repair Services, we satisfy your needs. Just ask and it will be done. Call us at 473 418 1845. Sugars Repair Services, located at Lower Murray, St. Patrick.
Now, if you're looking for that one little supermarket where you can purchase all the grocery and household items at the same time, well, let me look further. Smart Buy SL Dolphins and Unlimited. The kids have been trying to tell on when you to St. Patrick. It's a weekend for stars. They're open Sunday, from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Mondays to Fridays. 8 a.m. to 8 a.m. on Saturdays, and 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Sundays. Just so you can convenience. Call them today at 522 9219. My number again, 442 for shopping snacks, snack bar. Welcome to Talk 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. CJ and Jester. Spice up your life, Island Spice, as the
Now, going down to the one. Now, there are comments from readers, and I just wanted to read a couple of them that I picked out so that you will see how people felt about Brooke's story. That was not really because so we may not become noise here, you know, which little days. It's a bad
Better.
yeah. So yes. So here are comments from readers. One reader says, "Who has not lost a piece of themselves in life? In as much as COVID-19 is or was a bad pandemic, the quarantine phase of life of working from home has helped me to find more purpose in my life. We have been living such a fast-paced life. We just seem to have gone on a global reset. Staying home has helped a lot of people rediscover what they really want out of life." Then another reader says, "I am very happy that you're finding your worth and purpose now. I can relate of these emotions on your story, as I also went through some episodes in my life. What held me strong are my faith and the awesome support of my friends. Therefore, I say a big yes to staying away from toxic friends. Above all, we have to take care of ourselves. I know that we are queens of juggling priorities in our life, but we have to stop, breathe, and love ourselves. Cheers to all of us." And next person wrote, "This was such a great post to read. There were parts of it where I realized I was on the same path, and it really gripped my interest to know someone else might be in a similar situation." Another one wrote, "Seriously, a very emotional post. As long as you concentrate on the brighter side of life, you can always find your purpose. Stay strong." Another person wrote, "It is such an emotional post, and I think everyone could relate to it some or the other way. Really, we're so busy fulfilling other people's dreams by working day and night that we even forget what we love to do. We are just becoming machines day by day. Thanks so much for sharing your story. I can really relate to the losing your identity part. I definitely lost mine when I developed a crippling anxiety disorder and could no longer do anything. I didn't even recognize myself. I feel like I feel like I've always, I feel like I have a new identity now that I'm of it, out of it otherwise, but one that I love because I created it myself. So when that's some of the readers, when they listen to our story, this is what they said about what you wrote. So you see, a lot of us go through this emotional roller coaster. Up and down we go. And then if you're not made of metal and steel or pressure from being a diamond, you can really, really lose yourself. So to all the people that are out there and think that you cannot rediscover yourself, I hope that you will go back to YouTube, look at this program, and find ways in which we can really find yourself again. Because a lot of us have been lost along the way. And to those of us, men as well as women, who think that it is okay to have a side chick and leave your family and go somewhere else to deserve the blows that you get. Because emotionally, you do not know how that person is feeling inside, especially when you have a family that you are taking care of. You give your all to that person. And in the end, he make you go. He divorces you or she divorces you. And so, and as I said, you rarely find a woman asking for a divorce in a relationship. Most times, 99.9999999% is a man that walks away from his family because he found new love and he thinks that the grass is greener on the other side. And as I always say, if your grass is dry, wet it.
But Clara, on a serious note, and
I am serious and I'm laughing.
I keep saying that to you, you are encouraging people to involve in violent acts, and it is not proper.
Well,
I cannot sit here and tell you what you're doing is correct.
And listen,
No, that I'm dead serious about it.
Catherine, so let me tell you something. I didn't say that it was right for the ladies to go and beat the man in the thing. She want to beat her husband because that's what she found it. But I said you do not know what emotional issues she
You
was having.
just repeat what you repeated a while ago,
Yes.
and you're inciting and inviting back. That's what you're doing, Claire. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing.
What if I don't
And
know what she said? How am I going to go
it's
beat
the
him there?
wrong approach.
Okay, then if I do that, let me say I apologize.
If
100%. 100%. But it is so wrong. But just
yeah, but
think about it.
you cannot.
Okay, okay, I cannot and I would not. But let me say this. I cannot go and beat the man in the lady house. But what right is the man beating the lady house when he has a house there?
I'm agreeing to all of that. As I said, I'm agreeing to all of that. But regardless to what the situation is, no one should be raising their hand on each other. No,
We know
that's
that.
that. All right. So then, why?
Why do we have domestic violence? Why husbands beat their wives in their house?
And it is not the correct thing.
And
And we
it's
always
not,
we are against that. You know that. So I don't know why you're
yes.
promoting it
But
in one side of the
is
mouth.
that promoting one
That why
side
you do.
emotionally?
Eh,
This is how the person feel? So Jester, okay, you're going
Oh
to the road.
gosh.
Tell me you never lose yourself like something upset you so bad that you just want to hit someone.
You gotta control your emotions.
What if you
You
yes,
have to.
I understand all of that.
Your
But
emotions does drive all kind of thoughts through your head, through your mind. But you can't just follow it like that.
she didn't want
You have to
to
control
beat
it.
the man.
Oh.
Because you don't refuse to beat her inside the house that she got the opportunity to
So,
go and beat
as a man, you tell me I'm going down the road and I see a young lady well dressed, then maybe not attractive. I could just go and just fool and no, no. All these
men
based
do
on
that,
emotion. But you cannot. It's not
some
right.
people do that. I didn't say it was right to
It's
beat.
not the correct
But
thing
I
to be
say
doing.
that listen,
So,
you missed the part where I say, and I want you to get it. The part where I said you do not know emotionally what she's going through at the time. And if at the time she feels that emotionally she could beat him and that's what she could get her in her equilibrium
and you
back.
think she's right and you deserve it, and that's the kind of thing you're saying. And I am telling you, no, you cannot be promoting this in such a way.
Well,
It's not proper.
okay, Jester. I take it back because you don't want anybody to beat you.
No, then well, I mean, come on.
You don't want anybody to beat you, so
I don't
don't
think
beat
any.
up Jess.
I don't think anybody is so crazy to even think about trying
Some of
that.
us cannot control our emotions.
No,
And
you
that
have
is
to.
true.
You have
But
to control the emotions. You have to.
see, doctors say that you have to eat beef to gain your
Or
iron.
else, or else, if you do, listen, all right, that's what I'm saying. So if you
Yes.
don't control your emotions and your actions that may come with it, you know there could be serious consequences towards it.
But the what if
Okay, well, fine.
what if I'm willing to take the consequences that come because I know I get my satisfaction by beating the
It
sucker?
still isn't correct. It still
I
isn't
didn't
right to do.
listen. I didn't say to go out there and beat up the man. I said emotionally, you do not know how she was feeling mentally. People do things when they go to mental emotions.
Yeah.
You do not know. Like it have people that they're in their house together, and then something happened. The police come because this one hit that person, that emotionally they were having argument, and that happens. But I'm not saying to just watch the man and beat him up. If it, okay, if I know the man didn't do anything and she go and beat him up, I say in jail. She don't have right to beat him and he didn't do anything. But the man left her house with her children, he left his family, have a side chick. You leave me home. You don't find it is okay to spend time with me. You leave me and you're gone and spend time with somebody else. Emotionally think about it. Just let me ask you something.
Yes, but
No
that
man,
so
if you have a wife at home in your house, right? And that wife leaves and go to a boyfriend 3 houses or 5 houses away from you, and you see her going there. Tell me how you're going to deal with it emotionally if it ever happens to you.
me, I don't have to eat it.
I didn't say no. I
But
didn't ask you
so
about heat.
I erase that immediately, the hating part. So
Okay.
you know that will happen.
So tell me what.
So I'll deal with it in the next way.
Which one away?
What do you mean?
I'm asking.
By talking?
Huh?
Well, what?
You're telling me you
Oh,
go first.
studying certain things.
And if you don't like the answer, what you
Yeah,
get?
well, if I don't like the answer, what can I do? But raising your hands and in this violent way, nah,
But I don't think you
no,
understand fully what I'm
no.
talking about
You should,
emotionally.
you shouldn't.
No,
You have to control it.
you shouldn't. But not every one of us has that mental fortitude to control our emotions. Why do you think people get in trouble? Because emotion gets in the better of a lot of us. But when you think about it, Jester, you invest your whole life into that person. Hmm? Your whole life as you know it. Don't think there are not other men out there that sees you walking down the street and likes you. And you put all of them on the back burner because you have that person that you give your whole life to, right? And then that whole life person, take the whole life that you give them and bring it to somebody else. While you inside there cooking, cleaning, making him look good on the street, have his children, you pulling out coal from the nose, and he making all the money. So because he making all the money and he go by someone else, I should take it because I'm getting the benefit of his
You don't
money.
have to eat.
Well,
You
it
gotta
is
watch
you
this.
getting sense, you just whacking one.
No.
Huh? If it's that about to whack your brain, if your brain go funny and the frontal cortex is missing, please just knock it back.
Think out your mind on that.
Well, it never
Think
happened
about
to me. I
something.
never beat anybody.
Think
But if I
about
find
something
somebody who
else.
beat me, I'll beat them.
Think about
How
something
about that?
else. Think about something else.
If I never hit anybody because I don't think they worth my time. But if it's some of us do not have that way to do it, and they want to beat their husband or their boyfriend for doing wrong things to them, I ain't stopping them.
You go back there again, Claire?
I,
You barely.
I ain't stopping them because this is maybe how they could figure out to clear their mind. Maybe this is how. So let me ask you something.
Oh,
When
gosh.
the men and them are beating up the lady and them, eh? It's okay for them to be there?
No, well, you hear. Well, how
I'm
can
just
it be? How can it?
asking because you might
No,
change your mind.
I find that you shouldn't still ask me that question based on how you hear reason here this morning. You should know exactly where I stand with that.
Okay, let me make my point. It is not right for anybody. I don't support people hitting people just at what. But just sometimes you don't know the madness of those. Okay, listen.
Could imagine.
Sometimes you hear of a lot of people that their relationship they don't beat them, but they kill them because of what they how their mind worked against what happened to them because they feel if I don't have you, no one else can. Because of the emotions. And let me tell you, sometimes it's not that they don't, most of them don't sit and plan for it, you know. Sometimes they're driving by. The wife said they're going to the supermarket. They pass by, the supermarket is that way, and they see the wife driving that way. Or they see the husband driving that way. You know that when the U-turn does take place in the car, the car U-turn, and they become detectives now. They're following to see where that person going. When the person go, they still come and they knock the door. Who come and open the door? Is that somebody else that is not me? Is not in my house? You go. Instantly, as I said, a very thin line between sanity and insanity. And for that quick second to go insane. Anything could happen. Anything could happen.
I'm saying you shouldn't, and you should
No,
control
no,
it.
it shouldn't, but it happens. And it's the reality of what I'm saying. It happens, and it happens regularly too. So, I'm not telling them to go out there and beat people just like that, but if emotionally that, you know, you get disturbed, emotionally disturbed, and this.
Oh gosh, we are coming close to the end of this one. I'm
And it
telling
was a
you,
very
man.
interesting program this morning, if I should say so myself. Thank you, Brooke, for telling us. I know it will be discussed. Oh, Lorna is calling. Good morning, Lorna. How are you?
It's calling now when the program is almost closed.
Lorna, good morning.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I know I'm calling almost at the end of the show,
Yeah.
but I just wanted to say that I liked the line in the show where she said that what her day consisted of.
Yes.
That it was just taking a walk with a stroller and dealing with endless diapers and just doing mundane things. And I think the problem there was that she didn't take time for herself. Every day taking some time for herself. So what I gained from that is that it's important for us to do some self-care and also some well-being, which and that is putting aside time for activities that will bring us joy, we relax, we recharge, and even if this is for a short period of time. Because if we do this, and we also set boundaries, we have strength and we have to say no. We don't always have to do what somebody else is asking us to do at that time. So I think if we do that, even if we have the mundane routines of life, but we also include time for ourselves, we probably would not lose ourselves. But all of us have period of time when we would have done that. But the show, the topic this morning really give us some points how we can cover that.
Thank you
And
so
yes,
much.
just I don't think Claire is advocating for violence. I think what she's saying that some people might go. That's why when you go to court, sometimes you have insanity pleas where people do things that they would not normally do, but because of the pressure that they're under, they do it at that time. But if they were thinking straight or if they were not under the emotional stress, they would not act in that way. So I think that's what Claire is trying to explain, not that she's advocating for violence, but sometimes circumstances drive people to do things that they would not normally do. And if you go to court sometimes, they allow for that because you have insanity plea. But they probably would get away with doing what they did because of the circumstances. So I wouldn't agree that she's advocating for violence. Anyway,
Thank you so much, my sister.
But
Bye bye. No, you don't want to go.
no, no, no,
No,
no.
John.
Consequences, consequences behind it.
No,
Yeah.
yes. Thank you so very much to each and every one of you that listened. Kathleen said she enjoyed the program. Thank you so much. All of that you said she was very good talk. We try to bring the good ones every day. Please subscribe and get people to subscribe more to the channel because you know what we bring here is the real thing. We are the bomb.com and the bomb diggity. We do what we can to help each and every one of us at the end of the day during our mental health program. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And we'll see you next Tuesday, God's will, with another interesting program. Hasta la vista to all. Welcome.